Some of your most vivid memories may never have happened the way you remember them. Not slightly different, not missing a few details, but fundamentally altered. Your brain does not store memories like files in a computer. It constantly edits them, adjusts them, rewrites them. Which means every time you remember the past, there's a chance you're remembering a story your mind quietly changed. Think about a moment from your past that feels completely clear. A childhood event, an argument with someone, a moment that embarrassed you, or maybe a moment you felt proud of. You can probably picture the scene in detail, the environment, the words people said, the emotions you felt. It feels like watching a recording in your mind. And because the image feels vivid, you naturally assume it must be accurate. But something strange often happens when two people remember the same event. The versions are completely different. Each person remembers different details, different tones of voice, different motivations, and both people feel absolutely certain their memory is correct. So how can two different memories contradict each other? Most people assume the answer is simple: someone must be lying, or one person just has a worse memory. But psychologists studying human memory discovered something far more surprising. The problem is not that memory sometimes fail. The problem is that memory was never designed to preserve perfect accuracy in the first place. Your brain does not prioritize recording reality, it prioritizes something else entirely. When something happens, your brain does not store a complete recording of the event. Instead, it captures fragments, key images, strong emotions, important details that seem relevant at the moment. The rest of the scene is often filled in later using assumptions and interpretations. This process allows the brain to store experiences efficiently, but it also means memory is not fixed. Every time you recall an event, your brain reconstructs it from those fragments. And during that reconstruction, subtle changes can occur. New information can slip into the story, old details can fade or shift, emotions can reshape how the event is interpreted. The memory feels subtle, but the structure underneath it is surprisingly flexible. Here is where things become even more unsettling. Every time you remember something, the memory becomes temporarily unstable. Psychologists call this reconsolidation. The act of remembering opens the memory, almost like opening a document for editing. When the brain saves the memory again, it may include new interpretations, new emotions, or new assumptions, which means remembering the past can quietly reshape it. The more often a memory is recalled, the more opportunities the brain has to modify it. Over time, this process creates a powerful illusion. Memories that feel extremely vivid begin to feel extremely trustworthy, but vividness does not equal accuracy. In fact, strong emotions often make memories less reliable, because emotional experiences encourage the brain to focus on certain details while ignoring others. This is why two people can walk away from the same moment with completely different narratives. Each brain reconstructs the experience through its own perspective. Each brain filled in missing pieces with its own interpretation, and each person believes their version represents reality. The uncomfortable truth is that your past is not stored exactly as it's happened. It is stored as a constantly evolving story, a story shaped by your beliefs, your emotions, your identity. Your brain prefers memories that support the way you see yourself and the world. Details that conflict that identity may slowly fade or transform, not intentionally but automatically. The mind protects coherence more than accuracy. Understanding this changes how you relate to your own memories. It does not mean your experiences are meaningless, but it does mean your interpretation of them may not be permanent. The past you remember today may not be identical to the past you remembered years ago, which means the story you tell yourself about who you are may also be more flexible than they appear. This realization can be surprisingly liberating, because if memory is not fixed, then neither is the meaning you attach to it. Many people feel trapped by certain moments in their lives, embarrassing events, failures, regrets. They replay these memories as if they represent permanent truth about who they are. But if memory itself is constantly evolving, then those moments may not deserve the absolute authority we give them. Your mind constructed those experiences once, it can reconstruct their meaning again. Your brain does not store the past like a perfect archive. It stores fragments, interpretations, pieces of experiences that are reorganized every time you remember them. Which means the past you feel so certain about is not a fixed place. It's a story your mind continues to edit. And understanding that might be one of the most powerful realizations about how the human mind actually works.